I'm going to do a very quick selections exercise for people who aren't sure what they do. I'm going to pick the rectangular marquee tool, which is the second in your toolbar, and I'm going to make a nice big rectangle. Now, the area inside of the rectangle is the area that I can paint or fill or whatever. Everything else is protected. When you see the checkerboard, that means there's nothing there. I could put it on layer 1. I'm going to name that BG just so we know it's the background. I think I'll add another layer just to show you that you can make the selection, but you can put it on any layer you want. So this is the selection. If I get the paintbrush and have a nice big paintbrush like a 90 and paint, notice out here it's protected. If I go to edit, fill, and I want to go, I'm just going to go to foreground color, which would be this. I'm going to say okay, and it's going to fill, again, protecting everything that's outside. So we have that. I'm going to go to the history panel here, open it up so you can see the states. Don't worry about this left hand, just go up, up, and now we've got this rectangle again. I want to show you add to and subtract from. So I'm going to get, this time I'll get the elliptical marquee. Now these things up here, if you hover over each one, if you leave it in new selection, you can use a modifier key to subtract or add to selection. The modifier key to add to selection would be the shift key. So I have the circle, and I'm going to add a little circle over here to the left. See how I have a little bump? And then if I hold the option key, which would be the alt key in a PC, I'm going to go over to the right, or screen right. That subtracts from selection, so that takes a bite out of the selection. So if I go to edit, fill, this time you see the shape. That's what the shape is. So I'm going to go back up here, click, click. I'm going to go to name change, but I don't want to change the name change. Once you start working, after going up a few states in the history panel, then it'll start over from here. So now the other thing that I want to show you that I think is really important about selections is, let's say I wanted to have an X going from corner to corner diagonally, but I wanted it to be a hand-drawn X. That's what Quick Mask is for. And the Quick Mask can be found down here under the color chips in your toolbar. It's called Edit and Quick Mask. The keyboard shortcut is Q. It's a toggle again, on and off. If I toggle it on, I get this orange, kind of like a rubylith for those of you that might remember that. But I can't do any painting or anything. I can only paint with marching ants. So I'm going to get the paintbrush. I'm going to leave it at 90, and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to make an X there. And then I have to leave Quick Mask to get my selection. You can only copy, paste, fill, paint, use the stencil when you have marching ants. So here I'll paint the top one orange. Let's see, I'll go over here to this color strip. Here's your color panel. I would prefer not having the cube. I would like the RGB sliders. I'm going to get a cyan, and this one's going to be cyan, and so forth and so on. I have those 4 different choices. So if I decide I want to fill them all, I'll just go up here to edit, fill, and maybe I'll go to color and say, oh, maybe I want like a chartreuse color. A little more yellow, there we go. and then I'm going to click OK to fill. And now they're all filled with that chartreuse color. I'm going to go to select, deselect. Here we go. Oops, there we go. And now that's the shape I have. So I was able to do some by hand, but it looks a little different than the marching ants. For example, and I'll go back up the history panel to here before Quick Mask, and I'll get the Polygon Lasso, and I'll hold the Option key, and this time I'll make a triangle. This is subtracting, because I'm holding the Option key, from the shape, and now see those two shapes that I have? And when I hold the Option key, I want you to notice how this up here moves. This moves to subtract. See that little thing that says subtract from selection? If I held the Shift key, this is the add to selection. And I could actually theoretically, without holding a modifier key, add to selection. So I'm going to do this and add like a parallelogram, and now that's the shape. So let's go into edit, fill, and I'm going to go to foreground color, okay, and that's the shape that I have. So that was just a quick review of add to, take away from selection, and a little bit of Quick Mask.